Hello friends, welcome back to Engineering Nature. This is Mehul Bambania. Since it's a long break, afterwards I had posted this particular video tutorial for you people. Up till now I think I had covered almost all advanced physics and tutorial based on that physics. Now what I think is that let's prepare a tutorial which can cover very fundamental aspect of the tool which we are using like ANSYS and Fluent. So it will helping you the students who are actually at the beginning stage. So in that way today I will post this particular tutorial where water will flow through this channel or the pipe. So let's begin to solve this problem. The geometry which I had considered is a simple pipe where the inlet and outlet diameter is different, having a 200 mm of length, and I am considering 10 mm of this step which you can actually create it with the help of this line operations. Once you create that geometry, I just show you what mesh I am considering for this file. In the mesh sections I am considering 1 mm of quadratic element. It's a very structure kinds of geometry, so you can simply create this mesh. It's almost having 10,000 element which I had created to simulate this flow, and I'm considering this boundary conditions for my problem inlet outlet as well as the wall, that is the stepped wall and top wall. Now this mesh file I had transferred into the Fluent, where first you have to set the general settings where you can decide your dimensions unit. I am considering the millimeter scale, and then you have to check the mesh, and in the console this mesh check should be done. This message is important. Now you can actually visualize the boundaries which you had imported in this Fluent. We have inlet, outlet as well as top wall and step wall which we had created in the CAD software. Now this all geometry parts we already have in this display unit. Now you can also change the particular unit which you required to change. Let's say temperature, if you require to supply into Kelvin, you can change accordingly, as well as pressure also. So you can change the unit of any quantity by options of units. Now there are two major solvers Fluent will provide, that is first one is pressure based solver and second one is density based solver. We are considering pressure based solver. Right now I am considering the steady flow, and it's not an axisymmetric problem, but it's a simple geometry, complete geometry, so you have to choose the planar. If it is a half geometry, you should choose the axisymmetric as a 2D space. Now you can incorporate the gravity if you wish. Now first of all you should set the physics. That physics one by one, let me introduce that physics. If your problem is involved any multi-phase action, so then you have to choose the multi-phase model, that we have volume of fluid, mixture or wet model likewise, but here simply water will flow, so we are keeping off that multi-phase model. If you want to calculate the temperature activity inside your problem, you should enable the energy equations. Now to handle the viscous nature or turbulent nature, we have this much of models available. In viscid model, consider ideal flow. Then for the laminar flow we have laminar options only, and for the turbulent flow we have several options available from K epsilon to DES, and for 3D we have large eddy simulations. For sake of simplicity we can simply start with K epsilon standard model. Now if you wish to simulate the combustions kind of activity, you enable the species, and likewise for acoustic and all this models are you have to select appropriately according to your physics. Now for this problem, let's define the material. By default it should be the air, but if you wish to add some more material, like in our case water will flow through these sections, so let's introduce that material from the Fluent database. In the Fluent database you can actually have this data, so there water liquid, we can access that water liquid property from that, and we can actually use this water liquid property for our simulations. If you wish, you can also change that property also. So now in that way water is added in our material database. Same way you can also add the solid if you have that type of problem. There are also Granta material library available where lot of composite materials are available to incorporate that property. Now see, this is the material which we are talking about, which will flow through the which is we are considering through the problem. So that should be reflected in domain also. So you should define that in the cell zone conditions. Go to the cell zone conditions. By default they are considering air in the complete domain, but we are simulating the water flow. So let's change that from air to water. Now once you define the cell zone conditions, now you have to define the boundary conditions at all boundaries. Like we have inlet, outlet is the main boundary. So at the inlet we are considering the pressure inlet. There are a velocity, mass flow inlet boundary conditions you can choose. See, these are the boundaries you can supply at any edges or any boundary. So right now I am considering the pressure inlet boundary conditions. You have to supply the value of pressure in the pascals. So I am considering 50 bar of pressure, not 50 bar, it's a 5 bar of pressure. And in the turbulent flow you have to specify any of this value which you can actually predict. So I will actually specify turbulent intensity and hydraulic diameter at the inlet, that is 5% of intensity, and the inlet diameter of 40 mm. In the same way we have to specify for the outlet. At the outlet I am considering pressure outlet boundary conditions. Let's add it that. At the outlet I am considering atmospheric pressure, that is the zero gauge pressure, and the same way turbulent intensity and hydraulic diameter, that should be the 50 mm I had specified on that window. Once you specified the inlet outlet boundary conditions, we have top wall or step walls. All the walls we are considering as a no slip boundary conditions. If specific boundary condition you want to supply, that you separately supply over here. It's a no slip boundary conditions, and you can also add the roughness if you wish. Same boundary condition apply for the top wall as well as other walls. If you are not specifying the boundary, the software will treat that as a wall boundary conditions. After defining the boundary conditions, you should actually close the setup, and now let's go to the solutions methods. So these solution methods we have to decouple the pressure and velocity value. There are simplex, piezo and coupled scheme which will use to decouple this pressure velocity parameter. So that you can choose from this all settings. Like for momentum equations there is a first order, second order. Like for turbulent energy also there is a scheme available that you can choose. I am considering for simplicity first order options for these methods. You can also have some controls over the iterations when the solution is going on. If you are not getting the proper conversions, you can actually play with this under relaxation factors. The solutions of this equations, continuity momentum equation, is you can decide the accuracy of that equations by providing the residual value for each. So I will supply residual, as well as I will just enable the plot of that residual, so we can monitor the residual at each and every iterations. Now you have to initialize the problem. You can initialize through hybrid options, as well as if values are available with us, then it's the standard initialization from the inlet you should do. Now in the calculation activity, let's start to have a solutions. I will supply total 1000 number of iterations, and this is how once you start the calculations or once you run the calculations, the solver will solve the continuity x y momentum. If it is a turbulent, then obviously k and epsilon is actually reflected over here. These values are actually residual values for during the calculation, during the iterations. So after almost 750 iterations, I will get the desired conversion. Once the residual value will satisfied, automatically calculation will stop, and this is how this plot is actually showing the residual values for xy and momentum equation. It should be the that should be the continuously decrement is desirable. If your trend is not in this way, then obviously you have to play with that solution controls. So today we stop up to this. In the second part of this tutorial, I will show you the detailed post processing part, where how can we generate the animations, how can we create the vector files, contours and all that. So thank you very much. You can subscribe this channel to get the more video about this ANSYS Fluent tutorial. So goodbye, take care.